hi, everybody. And wifey says hi. Hot wifey. So what's up? My name's Joe. This is JC Sports Replays, and I have a nice Sam Adams summer after a steak, asparagus, and potato dinner put together by my wife. One of my clients gave me a couple of good porterhouse steaks. We really enjoyed them. It was a very, very nice meal, right?
Delicious.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And so it's finally cooled off a little bit. It was a very hot day today. It only said it was like 87, but honestly, it felt about 10 degrees warmer than that here in the Jersey Shore. So I figured I would just come outside. Well, we were already outside. We've been sitting out here for about an hour. We ate dinner outside. That was nice. Trying to get a little summer sun and just enjoy the evening. Because I spent all day today playing Stratomatic. I haven't done that in a long time. Other than stopping to shower, have a quick lunch, from about 8 o'clock this morning until about 3:30, I just rolled Strat games in my 2026 Stratomatic Barnes & Noble Exclusive Edition replay. And I think I rolled 13 games. So I was pretty intent on completing the first week of the calendar season. So I'm through game 53, which takes me to the end of the first full week. Now the next week is 90 games, so that'll take me a little bit longer, especially considering probably going to be paying 3 or 4 games a day at best. So that's going to take a while, but no rush. Having a good time with it. Really enjoying Strat right now. It's super simple. Playing Strat Basic with my modifications. I'm not going to get into that right now, but just having a good time. So we're hanging out in the yard. Got my tree barrier behind me. Got a little bit of Sam Adams left, and then one more after this, and then that'll be it for the night. But feels like a good weekend to enjoy the summer. It's hard to enjoy my day yesterday. My neighbor decided, without telling anybody, and I live in a very small, like we're close together, right? We have basically a tiny house, and we share a co-op building with our neighbor. So we have a nice yard, but there's not a lot of distance between places. Like, that's one neighbor right there. Those are the nice neighbors, but that's how close we live together, right? So, and the neighbor on the other side is technically even closer. So they decided they're in a band, which is cool. Like, we're going to give them a hard time, whatever. They know we go to bed by like 9, so they don't practice after that usually. And they usually keep it acoustic, right? But yesterday, for whatever reason, I guess they threw a concert for friends or family in their backyard with no warning. And they did this for about 6 hours. And it was so loud that it was to the point that we were inside. We had all the doors and windows closed. We had the air conditioning on, pretty good blast, so it was constantly going. And we still had to turn the TV up to like 50 to hear it. So that was, hey, from France. Hey, Steph, thanks for tuning in. And hey, Mason, how you doing? So yeah, that was pretty disruptive to having a relaxing Saturday, honestly. And like, hey, listen, they're pretty good, but like, tell me, bro. Like, just give me a heads up. I'm not even going to be the guy who calls like the cops on you for the noise infraction, but just give me a heads up so I have the option of like making other plans. I can go out to dinner, whatever. But they're young. They're probably in their mid-20s, and they're kind of introverted. So I just don't even think they thought about it. They just thought what they were doing was fine. So my Oreos, my food. What's up? So that's fine. But anyway, today was a relaxing day. We planned to go to the Irish Festival at Monmouth Park today. We decided to just chill out. Babe took like 2 naps. Pretty much slept. Well, they only did the 1 nap. He never went back. Yeah. But she slept for like an additional 2 hours this morning. She needed the rest. She had a headache. No judgment. And I just sat there rolling Strat game after Strat game after Strat game. About a half hour a game, making my own lineups, and just had a good time, man. So, enjoyed that. And obviously tomorrow, got to go back to work. Vacation in a couple of weeks, but not there yet. But I'm really enjoying the 2026 Strat season. I'm getting to know the players on a lot of the teams. I mean, I knew some of the big names like Pete Crow Armstrong, Nick Kurtz. I knew about his rookie year last year. I think it was his rookie year. Obviously, I know the guys on Atlanta, Albies and Acuna. Um, but there's a bunch of guys who had really nice seasons last year um, that I'd never heard of because I don't really watch modern baseball much beyond the Yankees. And even that I don't watch anymore because, excuse me, ever since we cut the cord, I can only watch them when they're occasionally on Prime or something. So, and they're on late. I go to bed pretty early, so but whatever. So it's been really fun to get to see and get to know some of the modern players because I've been playing 70s, 80s, and 90s for so long that I've started to lose a little bit of track the last 3 or 4 years. What's up, Broken Spawn XY? So that was cool. Listened to the Yankee game on the radio this afternoon. Great, great, great eighth inning. 3-run homers by Bellinger and a 2-run homer by Jazzy. Or I'm sorry, 2-run homer by Bellinger, 3-run homer by Jazz. Um, so hopefully they can carry some momentum with Judge out. But one of the things that's been bugging me lately is my fitness level because I just haven't really committed to exercise in about a year, maybe longer. I get intermittent exercise, I walk the dogs, but I haven't been consistent at all. So one of my friends and coworkers went on Memorial Day, and she's a pretty heavy fitness nut, and she did a Murph at her CrossFit gym. And a Murph is nuts, right? If you don't know what a Murph is, it is run a mile, and I might get this wrong because I've never done a Murph. Um, but it's run a mile, 100 squats, 200 push-ups. No, 100 pull-ups, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, and then run another mile, right? Thanks, Broken. Appreciate it. I feel cool. It's nice and breezy out here, right? So that's a pretty serious fitness commitment, especially to a guy who 3 years ago, just over 3 years ago, had a triple bypass, and is currently drinking beer in his yard. So, but I thought, you know what, T, that's my friend and my coworker. I said, you know what, T, I'm gonna do it with you next year. I'm gonna do a Murph next year. And she was like, excellent. She was like pumped about it. She was like, yeah, you can train, you can do this. Like, get your diet under control, start working out, like take it slow. And a year's plenty of time to prepare for that, right? Even if I end up having to do a modified Murph, like, would still be a huge victory fitness wise and health wise for me, right? So, big change from a guy who just sat and played 13 Stratomatic games for like 6 or 7 hours today. And who's the extent of my exercise right now is taking a half-hour walk with my dogs at their pace, which is, if you've ever walked dogs who like to sniff a lot, that's not really exercise unless you're in terrible, terrible shape, right? So, um, one of my coworkers was like, I'll do it with you, but pretty sure they're not going to commit. And then last weekend, I used ChatGPT. I kind of put together like a year-long training plan. It was pretty reasonable, actually. ChatGPT did a pretty good job with a couple of modifications. And I was like, all right, we're going to start this on Monday. Well, I didn't. We stayed up late, didn't sleep well Sunday night last week, and I didn't get up. I just didn't get up and start my training. Which, by the way, my training was get up and walk. Dude, like, that was my training. Um, get up and walk for 30 minutes, and I failed at that. So I was like, all right. So it's kind of been bothering me all week. So I set the alarm tomorrow for 4:30 and set a commitment to be out of bed by no later than 5. And I'm going to start the training tomorrow. Um, so the training is going to ramp up very slowly because, like I said, I'm a triple bypass survivor. I'm 53 years old. I'm about probably 30 pounds overweight. I weigh in at like 225 midday. And I should probably be, under 200 would be ideal, right? So, I mean, ideal body weight at my age, if I get down to 185, I'd be in incredible shape. I'd probably have abs. I'm 6 feet tall, if you're wondering, so just under 6 foot. I think I'm shrinking as I get older too, but whatever. I've always been right at 6. So that's kind of the plan. So I'm gonna get my ass up tomorrow. I'm gonna start training very slowly. The first 2 weeks are very easy. It's really just walking and like doing some body weight squats, doing some kettlebell rows, doing some modified push-ups, which literally means like wall push-ups almost. I can probably do a little bit better than wall, but we'll see. I'm going to take it real slow, make sure that I don't hurt myself, and that I don't injure myself, most importantly, because it's really hard to train if you hurt yourself, and it's really hard to train if you overtrain at 53 years old to the point of soreness where you don't want to work out 2 days later, right? So trying to learn all the lessons I've learned working out in my 30s and 40s and carry that over into my 50s. What does that mean? It means I'm getting up tomorrow. It means also that this is not the place to necessarily talk about my fitness journey. So, if you were interested, you're a JC Sports Replay follower, and you're like, yeah, I love what he has to say about the hobby. I love what he has to say about games, but I don't really give a shit about his fitness. I don't care. Like, if he keels over tomorrow, as long as he keeps playing strat games and like gives me interesting ideas, right? Whatever. Maybe you don't care at all. I don't care. This is for me anyway. But point being, I set up a second YouTube channel, and I'm going to try to do a video a day, probably in the evening walk, to kind of recap how the day went, whether or not I hit my commitments, which I will, by the way. That's one of the points of the channel and the video, is to hold me accountable and to have accountability to an audience and to people outside myself and my family, right? So the channel is called, if I'm correct, Rebuilt Joe. It's a brand new channel. It's got no subscribers yet. I will put the channel link in the description, and tomorrow we will start the journey. And I'm trying to do something every day on there, even if it's 5 minutes of like, hey, here's how I did today. Here's what I struggled with. Here's what sucked. Here's what was awesome. Here's how I failed. Like, here's how I didn't get up. Like, I'm just going to be straight up honest with all of it. And the purpose of this is not to like, well, like I said, purpose number one, hold myself accountable. Thanks, Broken. Appreciate it. Purpose number one is hold myself accountable so that I get back in shape and I do this Murph. Oh, I'm missing a really important part, right? We were chilling on Thursday night with these neighbors next door who are really cool, by the way. Some of my favorite people, true friends of mine. They're a little bit younger. And I said to my neighbors, yeah, I committed to doing a Murph next Memorial Day. And my neighbor laughed out loud. She's like, you're going to do a Murph? She's like, get out of here. Like, she was completely like, no fucking shot, bro. So I literally said out loud, thanks for the motivation. And that's what kind of got me back queued up to like, okay, I got to take this seriously. I have basically 50 weeks to put myself in shape to do a Murph. So there's some accountability for you, right? Thanks always for the doubters and haters. That's one of the best things in life you could do, is take people's negativity and turn it into positives for yourself. So, like I said, number one, hold myself accountable. Number two, I'm 53. I'm a triple bypass survivor. I'm out of shape. I'm 30 to 40 pounds overweight, easy. I carry it well, as they say, but I'm definitely a chubby guy. And I just want to help to inspire people who are in similar situations as me. Right? I have all the reasons in the world to be scared to do this. Aside from the heart problems and the meds I'm on and the overweight, I'm a lifelong psoriasis sufferer. I have psoriatic arthritis. I can't even straighten my hands. I have bad knees. I have, thank you, baby. I have a bunch of reasons that this is like a thing I could avoid, right? But I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to go at a good pace. I'm going to take it slow. I'm going to ramp up slowly. I got 50 weeks. I got a year, basically. And I'm just going to follow the training plan. I'm going to follow the diet that I've kind of know. The diet's easier than anything else is, right? Protein, lots of water, right? So I made myself a task list on Google on my phone, so I can check shit off every day. Pardon the French, but you can take the Bronx out of the boy. You can't take the boy out of the Bronx. And if I can help anybody who's in a similar struggling place where your life is hard, and maybe you drink too much, or maybe you eat too much, or maybe you don't exercise enough, or maybe work stresses you out, because I have a demanding job and I'm going through transferring to a new role, not of my own volition, by the way. They made us transfer to a new role. It's a promotion, but it's more responsibility, probably for similar pay. I'm not getting a pay cut, but like for anybody who's going through shit, man, like, you can change your life. I know I can change my life in a year. And my life's pretty good. I'm hanging out in my yard. The grass is beautiful. You know, I got two lovely puppy dogs. I got a beautiful wife who just brought me another beer. Like, life is fucking good. I want it to last a really long time now that it's good. Like, I'm 53. I want to make 93. Like, she's 10 years younger than me. I want to make sure she never suffers alone and has to deal with that loss as best I can, or at least put it off as long as fucking possible. So if you want to know what motivates me, that's what motivates me. But what'll really keep me going is if people follow this new channel, um, encourage me, doubt me, that's fine, fucking too. I don't care. And if you're in a place where you're struggling, especially if you're older, like our buddy Dave just went through this stroke, like guys, we are a sedentary bunch of motherfuckers. We need to take care of our health. We need to make sure we prioritize our health. It is the most important thing. You can do nothing else without it. You can't work and take care of your family. You cannot play. You can't even play your games, man, if we don't take care of our health. Like there'll be a day where you can't play your games. I have guys I grew up with that are no longer around. I have dudes that I met in my 40s to play D&D with who died in their 40s and 50s because they didn't take care of their health. And I'm very lucky I didn't die. I'm very lucky that I came out the other side of a triple bypass and I'm here 3 years later to talk about it and I feel great, but I'm not in shape. I'm not healthy, and that needs to change right now. So anyway, like I said, the name of the channel here on YouTube is Rebuild Joe. I will be doing daily updates, even if it's 5 minutes just to be like, hey, I sucked today, but here's what I got done. And come on the journey with me, all right? And I will still be doing the JC Sports Replays channel. Obviously, this is going to take some time and commitment to me, but I'm going to try to keep up with it. You know, I might give you guys like a weekly update and remind you about the Rebuild Joe if you don't see this, if you want to follow that journey. But I'll also talk about the hobby. I'll be talking about my Strat 2026 replay. I'll be my progress for the week and stuff. So, you know, but I feel like keeping it separate is the right thing to do. So I'll drive everybody who just wants to talk baseball and tabletop sports gaming crazy with how many modified push-ups I did today or how many steps I got, right? So that's where I'm at. I'm going to hang out with my wife, enjoy my last beer, probably watch an episode of The Burrows before we go to bed. Really good show. Really enjoying it. And that's pretty much it. So really agrees with that. I appreciate that. And welcome from France. So yeah, whatever you're doing, get healthy, man. Whatever else is going on, health will help it. So, and I bet you if you get healthier, I guarantee you that in a year, if I do this, and I'm planning fully on doing this and completing not a modified Murph, my goal is to complete a full Murph. I'll take the victory if I do a modified, and I'll just sign up the following year to do the full. But this is the beginning of a middle-aged shit. I'm at the other side already. Middle age is like 38, just so you fucking guys know. Just so you know, if the average life expectancy is 76 for men, then 38 is middle-aged, right? So here I am, 53. I'm 15 years beyond that, and I want to make sure that this is closer to middle age than 38. So, anyway, going off on a tangent. Gonna go relax with the wifey, hang out with the pups, and I will see you guys tomorrow evening on Rebuild Joe. And I will put that channel link in the description if you want to follow along. So, thanks very much. Hope you have a great evening. If you're a gamer like me, and you know what the hell I'm talking about with tabletop sports gaming, then roll some games tonight. Have a good time. The Knicks aren't on. There's no NBA Finals tonight. Not really anything going on in the sports world unless you have a baseball team to follow that's playing late. I miss Sunday night baseball on ESPN, man. I really do. And if you're not a tabletop sports gamer and you just came across this because I'm, this really extraordinarily handsome middle-aged man sitting in my yard drinking a Sam Adams, and you're like, that guy's too handsome for me to scroll away, then follow Rebuild Joe. Follow me on the journey. Watch me get abs for one more time. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to get a six-pack. I may not. I'm not that concerned about my body fat percentage. That's really a function of that. See, I'm pretty educated about fitness. I just don't fucking do it. So let's change that. Right now, I'm going to enjoy this Sam Adams. Hang out with wifey, and I will see you guys tomorrow. All right? Keep it up, dude. Broken Spawn, thank you very much from Alaska. All right, well, make sure you follow Rebuilt Joe. There are no subscribers yet, so get on over there. And I hope to see you on the other channel or on this one. Maybe you'll get turned on to Tabletop Sports. You never know. All right, y'all have a good Sunday night, and I'll see you next time.